Hey friendos, Ash here with Gents. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today, just a quick video, just kind of a hanging out type of video. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about 5 different winter fragrances that I think you should know about. So these are winter fragrances that fly under the radar, don't get a whole bunch of hype. Maybe it's because they were or sometimes are hard to find, or because they're from a smaller brand, but for whatever reason, these are not going to be the big old hype beast kind of fragrances. This isn't like the new Armani, the new Dior, the new YSL or whatever. These are kind of like the island of misfit winter fragrances. So let's jump into it. Let's have a talk. Let's go over these bad boys. We're gonna kick things off with a little bit of that JOOP action. JOOP HOMME Absolute. This is one of those ones that was just hard to find. Sometimes is still hard to find. And really that goes for a lot of JOOP fragrances. They don't really have distribution in the US outside of, JOOP HOMME. You can find that one pretty easily. Pretty much all the other ones, you gotta go through discounters. And discounters can be iffy with having these in stock. That's nice. Now, the original JOOP HOMME, I'm not a big fan of. It smells like cough syrup that a corpse just coughed into your face. I don't like it. And if a corpse is coughing, that's a zombie. That's not good. JOOP HOMME is just one of those fragrances that has never really worked for me all that much. I don't find it all that pleasant. Though to be fair, the last time I smelled it, it wasn't as bad as I remembered. Still wasn't in love with it though. Yeah. So does JOOP HOMME Absolute smell like death incarnate like JOOP HOMME? Nah, it doesn't, thankfully. It's got incense, it's got some spice from pepper, it's got some woodiness, vague resemblance to Eau de Beau from L'Occitane. L'Occitane, more of a concentration on that wonderful vanilla and cypress. Here you've got more smoke and fresh spice. Well, fresh spice. I don't know if I'd consider it super fresh, more warm. Really nice fragrance though. JOOP HOMME Absolute, absolutely solid, fantastic for wintertime. Really like the way it smells a lot. It's just, like I said, difficult to find sometimes, and I wouldn't want to pay more than probably 45 bucks for it, but anything under that, it's a nice pickup. So we'll go from a bottle that's black and has yellow writing to a bottle that's dark blue and has yellow writing. Trussardi Riflesso Blue Vibe. Been a while since I've talked about this. Now, you may be one of the very few people that saw me do a first impression on this fragrance back a couple years ago, I feel like it was. And I wasn't really impressed back then. That's pretty much the only time I've talked about this. As time has gone by though, I've grown to like it more. So this one's got a prominent hazelnut note. People love nuts. It's really popular nowadays. People are trying to get nuts into as many things as they can. Chestnuts, hazelnuts, walnuts. I don't know about walnuts actually. Almonds, pistachios. Where's the cashew note? Where's the dry roasted peanut note? The honey roasted peanut? Those are good. But anyway, it's got hazelnut. And there really are a lot of fragrances nowadays that got them nuts in it. Stronger With You made that popular, or really blew up the popularity of nuttiness. And now you find it in so many designer scents. This one also has rum in it. It's got leather, tobacco, woods. It's got yuzu. So it's this interesting combination of all these different styles of fragrances, their prominent notes just shoehorned in here. Is it a tobacco fragrance? Not really. Is it a leather fragrance? Not really. Is it a boozy fragrance? Not really. But it's got it all. Ultimately, what shines through the most is going to be that hazelnut, especially in the opening and the mid. And it's a really nice fragrance, actually. It is one that may need to grow on you a little bit, because the opening I thought, was not the sexiest thing I ever smelled. I was not really digging it a whole bunch. But it's one of those scents where you smell it more, you come around to it, and then you actually kind of dig it. Now this next fragrance is going to appeal more to people that like this style of fragrance. Yeah, that's a really great way to describe it. You like this style of fragrance? Then you'll probably like this fragrance. So it's Boss Bottled Oud Saffron. So maybe now it makes more sense. If you like rose, oud, saffron fragrances, you'll probably like this. If you're not a big fan of rose, oud, saffron fragrances, you're probably not gonna like this. It does pack quite a punch though. It's pungent. Woo! It just like raises your butt right up out of the seat. It's like sticky, syrupy, sweet saffron, dusty rose underneath that, and then of course that Boss bottled oud note that really just kind of lifts everything up. And then you also have some resinous sweetness in here as well. Some people might think it smells a little bit like potpourri. Yeah, kind of a little potpourri vibe, potpourri, like your old grandma had a little nice little basket of potpourri, kind of like that. And I get that vibe a little bit, but not enough for it to really put me off from the fragrance. I think it's really well done. The quality is very high compared to what you might expect coming from a Hugo Boss fragrance. And it is to date the most difficult to find in the Boss bottled oud line. So you've got Boss bottled oud, pretty easy to find. Oud aromatic, hard to find usually, but you can still pick it up. And then oud saffron sells out pretty quick. And even though it has that prominent saffron rose combination, especially in the opening and the mid, I think it still is a masculine fragrance. It's not one that trends too far toward being unisex. So if that's a potential turnoff for you, don't worry about it. Now I want to talk about a fragrance that has one of my favorite bottles of all time when we're talking designers, HYPNOSE from LANCOME. Yeah, that is cool. Like a twisted cylinder kind of thing going on. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Look at that. Wow. Cardamom, mint, lavender, amber, some of the notes in the fragrance. Some people compare it to La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. Now, of course, that's because it's got cardamom in it, and some people just can't help themselves. They see that note and they go, oh yeah, I know cardamom. That's La Nuit de l'Homme, right? Yeah, that's it. La Nuit de l'Homme. That's that cardamom. Now, to be fair, I'm overselling that. Not a whole heck of a lot of people compare this to La Nuit. Just some guys out there. And if you do, if you get that comparison, cool, man. More power to you. It is fresh in the opening. It's aromatic. It's got kind of a green facet to it. Of course, the mint really helps that. And then it's got this nice, classy lavender as it works through the mid. It really is this kind of classy, sexy, but sophisticated, but reined in at the same time, not overly loud type of scent. It's really well done. It's going to appeal, I would say, more to guys in their 30s and older, because it doesn't have that big pop of sweetness to it. When you have a fragrance that does have a prominent aromatic lavender facet to it, that's used in a slightly more throwback style than how lavender is used in most fragrances nowadays, like I said, it generally will appeal to guys that are not in their teens. I think it's a great evening out fragrance though, great office fragrance, and a really nice formal fragrance as well that just doesn't really get any love. And if nothing else, that's a cool looking bottle. Kind of looks like some little glass sculpture to an extent. You throw that on your bookshelf, look very trendy, you know, maybe put books and use this as a bookend, and then have a nice lady over. She'll be like,
oh, what's that? That looks fantastic.
oh yeah, that's one of my signature scents actually. It's really nice. And then to wrap everything up, a fragrance that runs at discounters about $25. So nice little cheapie to wrap it all up with. It's Animal Gold. I like gold. Like I said, it's a cheapie, 25 some odd dollars, and it looks like a cheapie. There's no denying it. You don't hold this in your hand and think, my God, that is just a work of art. Beautiful. I'm gonna cry. It's so awesome. Nah, it looks like trash. Looks like complete crap. It's got this little plastic covering over the the glass bottle, which is just kind of glued into it here. And then you have this plastic cap, which weighs nothing and looks terrible. And then this atomizer, which also looks like it's, looks like it's out of a dumpster. Clearance bin atomizer, let's go. And it's not even like connected well. It's got these gaps in it. It looks like crap. Now, maybe some people are going to be more forgiving than me. They'll look at it and be like, oh, it's not too bad. But really, when you put this up against, honestly, any of the other fragrance bottles here, it looks bad. But enough of that. Who cares about the bottle at the end of the day? Because I mean, you don't take the bottle with you and like wear it around your neck like Flavor Flav everywhere you go so that people can see what you're wearing. I mean, I guess technically you could do that, but you would look like a douche. And a stupid douche. Yeah, it's my new style. I'm layering my fragrances today. It's got tonka, spices, amber, bergamot, patchouli, lavender. It's a warm, spicy, sweet scent, perfect for a night out, and it does smell much better than you would expect for a $25 price tag with a presentation that looks like this. It's almost like you took Paco Rabanne's 1 Million and put it into a kennel with Zorro's Wanted, and then they have a little baby, and out pops this monstrosity. Really though, I know I just said it, but $25, it is actually really nice. It's a fragrance that I blind bought from Fragrance X, and I wasn't expecting too much, and it became one of those blind buys that actually works out, a cheapy blind buy rather, that actually works out, because a lot of times those cheapy blind buys, it's not good. You get in something that smells like rubbing alcohol mixed with Mentos or something. It's bad. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Just wanted to hang out for a little bit today and talk about some winter fragrances that maybe under the radar a little bit. Maybe you knew about all these, maybe you knew about a couple, maybe none, but each one of these actually very good in their own style. Some of them may need time to grow on you more so than others. You know, some of them like Animal Gold is pretty simple, pretty cut and dry, but some of the other ones, maybe the opening wouldn't be to your liking, but if you give them a shot, I think that they grow on you. They grow on me. Not like a tumor grows on you, because that's not very good. Some of them are an acquired taste. That sounds better. All right, guys, it's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. See you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.